Hi, good morning guys, what's going on? I'm just gonna have a quick breakfast, 2 bananas, 2 Greek yogurts, and I'm just gonna head down to the field, get a good training session in, and then go to the gym and get like a really good rehab session in with all my little problem areas that I wanna kind of continue to strengthen up. So let's do it. So in this video, I really want to do a recap of the last 2019 season with the Tulsa Roughnecks and really talk about like the goals I had going into the season at the very beginning, the goals I had, after I came back from my surgery, and then the goals I had towards the very end of the season, and then just how I did on those, what I accomplished, what I didn't accomplish, all that good stuff. I think it's really, really important to, always be looking forward in goal setting, but I think it's really important to also work backwards and look backwards and see how you did. As far as the soccer session goes, I think I'm just going to try to do again some more crossing, some more corner kicks, and maybe go on the wall at the beginning and do some wall juggling or some wall passing or something. I'm hoping that Foster's there again so that we can train, but if he's not, I can get my own session, so we will see. So it's been absolutely perfect weather the entire time I'm here in Portland, which never happens. Usually I always get like 3 or 4 days of just straight rain, but it's been in the mid 50s to mid 60s all week, and in November that's like unheard of. So I'm loving it right now, and I honestly think when I head back to San Diego it's gonna start raining, so I think I timed it perfectly. I'm so stoked about that. But this is the best day yet. It's sunny, it's like 55 degrees right now. Get a good training session in, and then get a good rehab session in. So I'm just gonna start my session over here by the wall. I'm gonna do some wall passing, some quick 1-touch, 2-touch stuff, some wall juggling again, some 1-touch, 2-touch stuff just to get warmed up. And then once I'm feeling warm, I'll go to the bigger stuff, the crossing, the dribbling, all that good stuff. So cool. So while I warm up in the background right now, I just want to give a little voiceover about my honest thoughts and opinions about how my 2019 season went with the Tulsa Roughnecks. Like I just said, I think it's so important to not only look forward and to set goals, but also to look backwards at your previous goals and to see if you've accomplished them or if you didn't accomplish them, and how you can continue to build and take these baby steps upwards. So as a lot of you guys already know, last year when I signed my contract with the Tulsa Roughnecks, I was actually coming in as the number 2 right back. So immediately coming into preseason, my goals were to, number 1, earn the starting right back role. That was the main thing. Number 2, playing 20 plus games that season. Number 3, get 4 or 5 assists. Number 4, get 1 to 2 goals. So all of those goals really depended on me earning that starting spot. If I didn't, then all those goals were kind of meaningless, and then I would reevaluate my goals and I would adjust them so that the new goals would probably be to come into training every day to help the team succeed and just to be ready and fit whenever called upon. I ended up actually accomplishing that goal, and I started the very first game of the season and played the entire game. And unfortunately, as you guys probably saw, I got really badly injured that first game, bad enough that I needed surgery, and I missed about half the season. So again, I readjusted my goals when I found that out, and I readjusted them to this. Number 1, recover from the surgery within 8 weeks, but also be smart enough not to rush it. Number 2, re-earn the starting right back role. Number 3, start and play in 15 plus games for the season. Number 4, try to get 2 or 3 assists. Number 5, get 1 to 2 goals. And number 6, earn a contract extension for the 2020 season, which didn't necessarily mean that I'd take it 100%, but I just wanted to have a team want me back for another year. So looking back at the season, I actually accomplished that first goal exactly on time. I was back fully training with the team and cleared by week 7 of my recovery. And in week 8, I actually earned the starting right fullback role, and I started and played in the rest of the games for the entire season. So at the very end of the year, my stats were 20 games played, 1,800 plus minutes, and 1 assist. So I didn't accomplish my goals of goals or assists, but the 2019 season actually turned out to be my most successful season in terms of games played, minutes, and stuff like that. And in terms of my personal play just on the field that stats really can't calculate, I really felt it was my best season so far. So I'm really proud of 2019. And obviously there's always tons of areas for improvement, which is why I'm out at the field working. But I think it's really good to reflect back a little and just be proud of what you've accomplished, and also note where you can improve. So training session complete. I was getting a little tired at the end. My foot was getting a little sore. So I just cut it off at the very end with the crosses. It wasn't the best crosses at the end. I think I was a little tired both physically and mentally. So just trying to be smart with that. And getting a little bit of tendonitis in the foot as well. So I'm trying to manage that as well, which you'll see in the gym also. So about to go there, do a little rehab workout. I'll do a voiceover and explain exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and what my body's going through. It really does feel great. It's just a lot of little things that every professional soccer player has to deal with, tendonitis, tendinosis, little tiny ankle sprains, or, a little muscular fatigue or whatever. Every pro deals with that, and every pro has to manage that. So I think it's going to be a really good workout to see how I really manage that, and I do this like twice a week. But yeah, and I hope you guys saw with the training session, like I like to break down stuff like very, very in depth, like you saw with the crosses, where I just literally put the ball in the corner of the 6-yard box and I'm just working on crossing it in right to the upper V. That's something that I've been working on forever, and that's improved me so much, because people are like, oh, it's not game realistic, but you have to go through the motions, you have to perfect that. And if you can hit a stationary ball from the corner of the 6 into the upper V 8 out of 10 times, you're going to be able to do it in the game when you're out there and you tap the ball out and you go through that same motion. Of course you want to do something where you're doing a move or tapping the ball out like I did at the end, but that's more game realistic, but that improves you just as much as that. And I think it's so important to take a big drill, something you want to work on like a 1v1 and shot to goal, and break it down and just take 2 dribbles, move it a cone, push past, and repeat. Move it a cone, push past, come back, repeat, and keep on doing it, and then add it to the final stage where you do the move at the cone, push past, and then a shot. It's like breaking down into smaller components to work on it, and then combining it all into like the final product. So that's always been my mentality with training, and it's really worked for me. So I hope you guys see that. It's always really funny walking through Lincoln High School and walking past all the Lincoln students, because I just remember being back there, like, what was that, like 8 years ago now? 9 years ago? Almost a decade ago. But it's crazy to I just get all those memories of like taking break and walking around downtown Portland and going to get lunch and be with my friends. It's weird. I like it. But it's just crazy how fast time goes. Okay, so in the gym today, like I said, all rehab. I started off with just 4 sets of 20 reps of these decline board squats. I'm holding onto that wooden pole just for balance, but basically it's like at a 45-degree decline. I'm just stepping on it, and then I'm squatting about to 60 degrees. And this is really, really good for the patellar tendon. As you guys know, I've had patellar tendonitis, so that's all like managing it. And then I've fallen so many times just on my left wrist that even doing this with my left hand like that is like really, really, really painful right in the wrist. So I'm doing a lot of mobility work to try to get rid of a lot of that pain, break up a lot of that scar tissue. I really can't even do a push-up anymore without pain in that left wrist. So trying to heal that up. And then I'm doing these 4 sets of 20 of these leg extensions just over a ball. Again, another really good patellar tendon exercise. I really don't have that much pain in the patellar tendon, but if I don't do these exercises and I just run and squat and do all the normal workouts, then that patellar tendonitis starts to come back. So if I just stay on top of it, doing all this stuff, no pain, which is what I want. I'm also doing a lot of these glute kickouts to the side, glute leg raises, just because a lot of knee pain and ankle pain and a lot of pain can all kind of trace back to your glutes not firing. So that's just what a lot of physical therapists and physios have told me. So trying to get the glutes to fire on both sides. And then again, another patellar tendon exercise, which is just wall sits, where you're kind of continually squatting down almost to parallel and then pushing back up. I did 4 sets of 60 seconds of these. And then I did 4 sets of 20 seconds of the Copenhagen. So this is all lower abdominal and groin, because obviously I've had 3 surgeries on these areas. I mean, I've had 7 incisions, putting mesh into both sides of my abs and doing the adductor release on both adductors. So I'm constantly doing Copenhagens and other groin exercises like this one right here, where it's just actively firing or strengthening up the groin and the lower abdominal. So both of these exercises on this this hip mobility machine, or hip machine, whatever you want to call it, hip flexor machine, is all groins. I'm strengthening the groins here for both sides, and then here is a really good hip flexor as well as lower abdominal exercise, again, because just strengthening up those problem areas for me. Here I'm really focusing on firing the hip flexor and then also squeezing and keeping my core tight, just because that's where I've actually torn. That's where sports hernias occurred, was from sprinting and bringing my leg forward really fast like that. And that's where I got the tears. And then lastly, ankle issues. I've always had a little bit problems with some sprained ankles, so just doing some calf raises to finish off the workout. I know I probably sound like an absolute mess right now, but I really don't have any pain. Like I said, it's all preventative and all just maintenance stuff. Okay, so all showered up. I'm just having lunch right now. Lunch is like empanadas that, where'd you get, Mom, did you get these at Zupan's or something?
Yeah.
Just throw it in the oven?
They're house-made, yeah, empanadas.
Okay, so
Zupan's.
Homemade empanadas at Zupan's or store-bought?
They'll just say store-made. I don't know if they are.
They're fresh.
They're fresh.
Fresh empanadas, eating that with some guac, having some cantaloupe, and some raspberries right now. And then the second episode of the off-season series just went live actually almost 2 hours ago. So I'm going to read through that, get some of the comments, and then right after this, I'll do the off-season or the continuous Q&A. When did you start to take soccer like 100% seriously, that you knew that you wanted to be a pro? Of course. So in my life, I would say that there's 3 big moments of like when I've really ramped up the seriousness of my training and my attitude around soccer and everything. I think the very first one is when I was 14, and that's when I completely shifted all the way to soccer. That's when I quit basketball, I quit other sports, and I just said, soccer is my favorite sport. I want to focus on this. I just want to get really good at this. All my attentions are going to go to this. That's also when I started working out at the gym. That's when I started doing more serious workouts, and that's when I really started to do individual training as well. I was always playing with my brother outside, 1v1s, juggling, doing stuff like that. But at age 14, like right around freshman year of high school, is when I really started to ramp up my individual like training and started doing drills and really wanted to become the best soccer player I possibly could become. Of course, I idealized like wanting to go pro at that age, but it wasn't like I'm training to become a pro. It was more of like I'm training just to become a varsity soccer player. And then I'd say the next big switch is at 18 when I really went to college at UC Davis, and then I became a collegiate D1 college soccer player. That's when it kind of like flipped a switch to my head, like this is going to be literally half of your life now. You're a student athlete. You know, you're not just a student in high school that does soccer as an extracurricular. You're now a student athlete. So that's when my time was completely split, or actually even more, a little bit more to the soccer side. Between being an athlete and being a student. I also realized I was going to come into a D1 program. It was going to be super intense. It was going to be rigorous. So I, again, ramped up the training. I did more and more intense workouts. I did more and more individual training. And all through college, my goal was, again, to just become the best D1 college player I could become. I wanted to start. I wanted to score more goals. I wanted Big West Team of the Week. I wanted, the accolades that came with that. So I think that was my goal. And then I'd say at 21 was the final switch of like, okay, I've performed at the D1 level. I've performed now at the semi-pro level in the PDL. And the next jump was pro. Like, that's when it really became like, yeah, this dream is actually could be more of a goal. And so that's when it switched from I'm working to be a student athlete to no, now I really just want to be a pro. So 14, 18, 21 were all big ramp up of like intensity of training and of workload, and more of my life was shifted over to the focus of soccer. Okay, so that's it for the continuous Q&A. I'm really liking it. I'm enjoying it. If you guys are enjoying it, let me know. If you're not and you don't want this anymore, let me know as well. I'm a man of the people, so whatever you guys want, I'll do. I want to make these videos the best for you guys. So if you do like it, keep on asking questions in the comment section and I'll keep answering them. Can I help you? I'm about ready to talk.
What are you hesitating about?
I have to think about what I'm gonna say. I would love to see you vlog, and we'll see how you do. You have to at least think about some talking points you're gonna do. Watch this. So it's 4:30 in the afternoon right now. I've actually completely finished the 3x3 program. I'm really excited with how it's looking. It's all done, drill guide, everything's done. I still just need to film myself doing the drills, and then I need to go through and proofread all, 100 pages, 90 pages? I have to go through all 90, 80 pages of it and just make sure there's no mistakes. So that should take probably another week, and then I have no idea how long it's gonna take to film all the drills, because it's my first time actually doing a drill guide where every single drill and exercise is filmed. So that'll be interesting. But anyway, I'm about to go out to dinner with the family. We're going to get some sushi, but I'm just going to end the video right here. If you guys like this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, And if you guys are interested, I already have like 8 other programs on my website, so be sure to check those out. I have the Elite Challenge program, a whole bunch of stuff on my website, so check that stuff out. I'm about to go out to dinner with the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys, peace.